Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Play Slay the Spire. We've been doing, in my opinion, relatively well, chunking through the remaining Ascension modes. I assume 15 to 20 is where things get difficult. Luckily, we're not at 15 with the Silent yet. Let's take a look. This might be one of my least favorite choices here. Upgrade a card. What do you target? Neutralize, a defend. It's not great. Enemies in your next 3 combat have 1 HP. If we could guarantee an elite fight, there's something to that. But we'd have to hit no combat across 3 question marks. Very unlikely. Lose all gold, remove 2 cards. Okay. So you remove a strike and defend. You have an 11 card deck that gives you neutralize and survivor more quickly. It's not worth 99 gold in my opinion. So I guess... I mean, here's the thing. Good, but like a 2 out of 10. Probably good, but like a 2 out of 10. I don't even know about this. This is an advanced level strat. It could be a 5 out of 10. It's probably a 0 for me. So this, it could be a 10. It could be a 0. So goodbye, Bag of Prep, aka Ring of the Snake, which I love. And hello, Snecko Eye, which I should be scared of immediately. But am also... That's gonna hurt a lot. I'm also actually really happy with, even though I don't necessarily think we have like a superb chance of victory, what an early Snecko Eye does is it allows us from the ground up to build the kind of run that would work with Snecko Eye. I mean, we can only do 18 damage here. It's very frustrating. Because the defend is going to cost us 2 to play, and it's only... I hate it. I still think you have to play it, though, because we have no kind of regen yet. So I really, especially while we have a thin deck, in particular a deck that's full of stuff that we don't really... I mean, everything in our deck costs 1 or 0 right now. So Snecko Eye should be bad, at least temporarily. But if we can replace it with a lot of, you know, Storm of Steel, Bouncing Flask, you know, leg sweeps, etc., etc. Sneaky Strike even. Sneaky Strike by itself might be worth it. I also think because we have no heals, we gotta hit as many question marks as possible. It might take us a while to get to the point where this deck starts to work. That does not help. But Snecko Eye is the rare, like, relic that can basically just win you a run by itself. And how does it win you a run by itself? Well, pretty much just like making expensive cards cheap is mostly what it comes down to. Not to mention, you know, if we get Sneaky Strike out there on the cheap, that was actually an energy refund. So we definitely will just do that. Now, we're not really building a discard deck. We have the luxury, I guess you could say, of not even having to necessarily build towards a... an archetype. Our archetype is just expensive cards and getting value for them. So, dude, getting Survivor on the cheap is disgustingly good. And then that's 10 damage. We get 2 energy back. We survive. And that is relevant right now. So I think Terror is really good. I know that it's not expensive, but it's going to make all of our other cards better. I like it a lot. I know you look at Eviscerate and you go, it costs 4. And you're right, I think we should buy it. For a while I was trying to talk myself out of it, but I don't think I care about gold just because my HP is so screwed up right now. Okay, so we're back to our starting level of HP more or less, and this would be a great opportunity for us to fight this elite if possible. Let's do it. Okay. I mean, we can't discard a card. We'll definitely play this. Sneaky Strike is just, it's 10 damage for free, which is really good. And then this is 18, so we can do 24 damage to you and still have 1 energy remaining. But I think what I'm going to do instead is make sure we take as little damage as possible, because we are prepping for this elite fight. We take 2 damage, you're on 16 damage. Ugh. Just terrible. Hopefully we can kill you next turn, but it'll require an Eviscerate or a Sneaky Strike, I think. And we got neither, but no harm, no foul just yet. 16. Really, I mean, I hate to say it, but we really want to take 0 damage just because of how... There we go. Just because of how, you know, we're structured right now, especially with 0 relics. Frustrating. We really, I mean, in my opinion, I only want expensive cards. Okay, we're gonna try all-out attack, and then that makes Sneaky Strike give us a refund, so we have 4 energy now. I'd really like to play our defend. Not enough energy, that's right. So we take 9 damage, not good, and then, like, who's complaining? Because we get to do an extra 6 damage on the next turn, which is obviously amazing. Nah, we'll hit you with this, Survivor, and just dump something that we can't play anyway, and there is your turn. Okay. With the vulnerability, I'm feeling a little bit better. Like, this, 27 damage. Just enough to kill you. Another Sneaky Strike seems just fine. We would maybe like some more discard enablers. Blood Vial is the kind of sustain that we are sort of looking for. And I think Choke makes sense here. I was also thinking Centennial Puzzle, but I do think Choke makes sense. Even if we just get to play it for value and not much else. I think there's something to that. So, start working on you. I guess we'll pop this just to... It's not really the kind of enemy that really benefits from Liquid Thorns, but, you know, we'll try. I don't know, this one's weird, but the more our deck becomes 2-cost cards or greater, the happier I think I'm going to be. We have no discard, which is very unfortunate, but we can still... I mean, even just Sneaky Strike, Defend is okay, but we can... instead take 10 damage off the field by doing that. So we are going to take 10 ourselves, but, you know, for 1 energy, we basically got 2 block out of it, for lack of a better word here. Okay, so we're going to discard the Defend, which is way overpriced, then a 0-cost attack, and then a 1-cost attack, and then a 1-cost Eviscerate. Take just the slightest bit of damage. We're going to make it through this looking relatively good, but we are still, you know, definitely interested... Yeah, we'll do it like that. We are still definitely interested in making sure that we get relics. Like, that's probably self-evident. Obviously, you're always going to want good relics, but this run has very, very little right now. Without being unnecessarily rude to my friend Snecko Eye. Hey, it upgraded 2 strong attacks. I like that. And we'll use Dagger Throw just for discard meta. But, I mean, Whetstone was not what we were looking for, but hey, it makes our thin deck a little bit better. This seems like one of those number crunches. Right now we're taking 7 damage. If we Terror, Sneaky Strike will take you down to 13. No, that won't kill you. So I can hit you for, well, we can do this. This will take you down to 10. And then a strike will not kill you. I think you choose to take 2 damage and wound this guy. That seems like the best option. Even if we could kill this guy, we'd still take 4. Mind you, one of them would be dead, which would also be excellent for us. But, you know, the next turn clearly worked out pretty well for us. And I think Acrobatics... Draw seems good in a Snecko Eye deck, because you could always draw stuff that costs 0. I suppose on the same term, you could always draw stuff that is way too friggin' expensive, too, but... It's a shame, because a Terror plus a Sneaky Strike would definitely kill you. But we need 2 energy to play the Sneaky Strike. Oh, Sneaky Strike just kills you dead anyway. And... try something like that. Dude, this is extremely good. Now, the next one was not, but we still got that 1-hit KO. I don't like taking the 1-cost stuff right now, but... Again, remember, we don't want to take things that, we don't want to upgrade cards that, get cheaper, because it's useless for us. Like, quite literally. So we're going to discard our Defend. This is absurdly good. There's a 36 damage turn 1. That's about as good as we can get. So I'll let you decide for yourself whether that's a sobering thought or not. Sadly, I love the idea of playing Terror here. Let's see what we're drawing. I guess we never know. But if we play Terror, we literally can't do any damage this turn. If we play Choke, we'll do 12. And then that'll be 17, 22, 27. I think you gotta go there. And the idea is you can split him next turn before he becomes a real problem. Hopefully. Now we have like 0 crowd control. I mean, even this splits you. Not by much, but I mean, what else would you play here? I think it's how you do it. And, you know, you just trust that because you've gotten through this one big enemy, maybe you're in a better opportunity now. We can make Eviscerate cheaper by doing nothing, which is great news. And then we can make it even cheaper by doing that. So Eviscerate now costs 0, and we'll just focus on 1, absolutely. Alright, that worked out insanely well. That's the value of Snack OI, and also, you know, the inherent danger, I suppose. So, I mean, that's 1 kill right there. And we're not going to get another kill, but we are going to... Oh! Why did that deal 12? Because that was the upgraded version. Now we're cooking. Okay. Oh, this is pretty good. I think you would start with Terror. Then you would move on to Choke. Then you would play your Defend. Then you would play your Strike. Then you would play your Slime. And look at that. We got him to split. Now, if we make it through this first floor, it's very tempting to be like, oh, we got this under control. I definitely don't think that you can say that that's the case. But the first floor where we're in our most, like, vulnerable situation, that is where you would expect things to be at their most difficult. You know, we have a deck full of stuff that costs 1, Neutralize costs 0. This is a painful turn. It's never going to get harder than that, except for the fact that enemies get harder. I just mean, like, from an agnostic deck standpoint, it's never going to get harder than that. Might as well start here. Get the energy back anyway. We'll backflip real quick. And you are not dead, but you are very close to being dead. This was a superb boss fight. Mostly, I think I have to chalk it up to good timing. You know, we got the draws we needed when we needed. Glass Knife is great, but I still think you Storm of Steel just because you get it on the cheap and discard all your way too expensive cards. Now, pick up and transform 3 cards, then upgrade. Nah, absolutely not. We will take Fusion Hammer. We don't want to upgrade cards that much because oftentimes they just get cheaper. So, I mean, that's not fully true. We obviously would like to upgrade some cards if possible. But, for the extra energy, I think it's worth it in this case for sure. Alright, is it worth playing Choke? I think so. Yeah, I think so. So we'll try to choke out an enemy before they can attack. That went very well. I think we'll start with Dagger Throw. And then we're just... basically, you got it right here. We were looking for a single defend. If we could get multiple defends, that would also be amazing, but kind of unlikely. We do have discards here, so we could get an energy refund. Well, let's play the tape, right? Like, if we play Survivor, we take 3 damage. We discard probably Defend or Terror. It doesn't really matter. We have 1 energy. We play Sneaky Strike. We get 3 energy. We play Sneaky Strike. We get 3 energy. We play Storm of Steel and dump our garbage. I think that's the way it works. I think it's our best play. I could also play Neutralize, in which case I'll probably take like 1 damage. Yeah, I'd rather do that, I think, or take 0 even. That seemed way better for me, because we weren't going to kill him with the Storm of Steel regardless. 18 damage. I can kill you, just barely, but dude, that was a pretty good fight here. I do have to think that, you know, like expertise, calculated gamble, both are relatively useful right now. Nah, I don't think we need apparition. I will gain a colorless card, please. Okay, that's right, they tend to be 0 cost, so I guess 1 is good enough. I'm gonna go for a heal. I know we could add cards, but I want to make sure I'm prepared for this elite fight. Alright, this is always a little bit dangerous. Well, this takes 6 damage out, so we're happy there regardless, and we'll just dump that, and then obviously this guy is also screwed. Okay, it's a start. Only a start, but a start nonetheless. Storm of Steel, admittedly, is pretty tempting here. I think if we play Storm of Steel, we will take damage, though, so hear me out. Something like that. Okay, we take no damage. We got them all under control, but, you know, that can change pretty quickly. I mean, Survivor is expensive here. Very much so. But we get to rebuild. Sneaky Strike comes out for free. No need to play a defend. I do think a terror is still worth playing, even though we lower our draw substantially. This guy's going to go back to life, but 1 strike kills him, even at half damage, so that's very, very easy. So Sneaky Strike only costs 1 right now. That's not great, but it's decent. There you go. Great fight. I guess our whole deck is just going to be Sneaky Strikes by the end of this. So what do you want against this guy? Dude, I actually do not know. All I know, I mean, Terror early seems extremely important. And then apart from that, I'm like, dude, Storm of Steel, I guess. Like, we're taking 14 damage turn 1. We did 40, but it's not really where we want to be long term. This is a tough one. We really would like to discard. We can't draw anything that'll give us discards, so we'd have to use Calculated Gamble. So I would prefer not to take 21 damage, but at the same time, what else are you supposed to do, right? That seemed like the right call to me. I guess we're in kind of like a heavyweight knockout right now. A defend for 0 is very nice. As is, I think, a neutralize. You know, lower the damage taken fairly substantially. Sneaky Strike for 10. And then a regular strike, and we really want to kill him next turn. I'm noticing a problem with this run, and I should have perhaps noticed it earlier. The problem is we don't have enough blocks. Ugh, specimen. We don't have enough blocks, and the reason we don't have enough blocks is because there's not that many blocks in the game that are expensive. We have to fight an elite or a lot of enemies en route here. What do we want to do? I think I'm going to go for the enemies. I'm just nervous here. What are you going to do, unsnecko me? Seems unlikely. We get a huge energy refund from this, so we're like absolutely all in for this right here. That was like 100 damage turn 1. So we might need, and we've done it once or twice, but we might need to take a little bit more, well, we'll definitely take Riddle with Holes, but we might need to take a little bit more of a defensive approach and just accept that we're going to have to get some 0 cost or some 1 cost defense here and there. Backflips, you know, stuff along those lines. I mean, a 0 cost backflip, you already love it. You know it's amazing. I always want the energy refund. It's not always plausible. All I'm going to say is that you're going to die regardless, but if a Calculated Gamble draws a Sneaky Strike, we'd be in love. Instead, it didn't, and we're going to take 7 damage, but that's kind of, you know, pretty much what we expect for the most part. So we'll apply some Terror, and, you know, it's 36 damage, pretty good. Could kill you next turn, but it would require a kind of a dream hand. It's 20 damage. Yeah, we definitely have you. I mean, you can see for yourself, this run is going pretty well. I do think that a well-laid plans, even though it costs 0, has an effect that's worth rolling. Ooh. I love Lee's Waffle. Now, I think, can we buy both? We're 2 gold short of being able to buy both. The smart play is leg sweep. I wish we had more gold. That's life, man. We don't need another choke as much as we need some block, and like a debuff is helpful as well. So, I mean, you can just run the numbers. If we play Survivor, we basically save 4 energy long term. Because we play this, we get 2 energy back. I really thought we could play the other Sneaky Strike. That's my bad. But we've almost killed this dude on the first turn. That's amazing. Very, very rarely does that happen. 1 HP. You know what? You just kill him. You gotta ice him. Absolutely. So I'm looking at the deck and I'm thinking to myself, this deck's got a real chance. It's a bad turn, but it's a turn we were able to roll with there, thankfully. This is where you're liking to be right now. So choke was great here. I think we definitely play our defend. Because Storm of Steel is cheap, I think we play acrobatics first. Remember, you have choke, so you want to, you know, get as much of this out here as possible. Yeah, we got him. All right, it's a very strange relic. We'll take another choke now. It's a very strange relic plus deck combination, but is definitely capable of getting the job done. Dude, I'm going to keep taking these Sneaky Strikes. I don't know how many is too many, but I'm okay with it right now. I mean, you gotta choke on this one, right? Like, and then you get the automatic HP removal, which is just awesome. We're taking 5 damage, but that's not really that bad for the first turn against this guy. Okay, do we have a discard? Yeah, but it's highly expensive. So we're taking a little damage, but not too much. We'll just smack ya. Honestly, you know next turn he's probably doing his debuff. Yeah, so you get a turn to actually do whatever you'd like here. Dagger Throw is a discard, but it's too expensive. You know, I'll just call it like I see it here. That was not too bad. Can we literally just keep taking eviscerates? I don't think so. We have to rest. The second floor, except for the elite fight, went pretty well. Now, I did shield myself from almost any danger I could conceivably approach, but still. We definitely want to hit you. We definitely want to hit you. I guess we will Storm of Steel and hit you again. What we lack right now, and I think we'll definitely pop that, we lack relics that give us growth. This is a very good turn, though. Like, you have to be hit by this. It's tough, because Sneaky Strike would only cost 1, but I still don't think we got room for it right now. Maybe that's incorrect, but... all I mean by that is we lack, like, a Shuriken, a Kunai, anything that gives us an advantage for playing cards. If we can get through that, I think I'd be a happy man. I'm going to take a little bit of a chance here and play a very expensive Acrobatics. It does make Sneaky Strike cheap. I'm going to calculate a gamble following that. Worst case scenario, my perspective on this, you don't want to keep a 3-cost choke. Worst case scenario, you know, we get through our deck faster, get to those cards that maybe we want to see more. This is very good. Okay, so you dump your expensive choke, probably, unfortunately. Sneaky Strike, free. Well, cheap, then free. Well, it was a refund, then free, more like. Anyway, keep your 0-cost defend. And, dude, I mean, it seems like it's going pretty well. The debuffs are not going to help. He's doing 37 damage. We got a very expensive leg sweep. But I still think you play it. We're only taking 14. That's really not that bad. And we did a lot of direct damage removal there. Pretty soon he's going to summon some new enemies. I don't know if it's worth the energy refund, but I suppose we might as well give it a go. We hit him with the neutralize, because I'd rather keep him weak just in case. Yeah, he's doing some more damage, so I think that was advisable. We have no discard engine right now, which is very unfortunate. I think that, although it's dangerous, I'm going to backflip, and it didn't work out very well at all. The idea behind the backflip was maybe we'll draw zero-cost stuff, discard engines that let us play sneaky strikes, etc., etc. It happens. I'm just thinking, like, if we dagger throw, we go down to 1 energy. We can't even play the sneaky strike. But what else are we going to play this turn? We'd probably just play the dagger throw, basically just to play it. And hear me out here. So now the sneaky strike gives us enough to use the sneaky strike. Might as well hit you again. And it's becoming clear we're going to make it through the second floor. Still too early, you know, to say that we've got a game-winning run. But it's doing a lot to illustrate the power, I think. It's a weird one. I think we have to go Phantasmal, as strange as that sounds. And you know, just give me a chance of redemption, I think, is the play here. It just goes to show you, like, the power that Snecko Eye can have if you get it early enough. Like, we built our whole run around it, and basically, it's the only thing driving us here. It is the engine keeping this run afloat. Well, we are gonna, well, you know, we could choose to take 0. I actually strangely think that might be the best option for us here, instead of getting this guy closer to death. We got a few turns, we don't have to worry about it too much, hopefully. So, by the way, why Phantasmal? Well, it's, mostly what it comes down to is that it's relatively cheap. If we can, well, I should say it's relatively expensive, but the idea is that it'll be cheaper. Hold on, we only have 8 block here. I gotta think intelligently. I would describe that as not intelligently. What I was thinking in my head, you know, I had this, and this is not really a good excuse at this point in my life, but I had these guys confused with the boss on the first floor that only does 3 damage per attack. So if you play 1 card that's an attack, you take 3 damage. Instead, I took basically 40 damage from this guy, which is one of the stupidest moves I've made in a long time. I'm not trying to defend myself too much for that one. That is basically brain dead. I mean, you gotta love this. It at least kills him. I would prefer to take like less damage myself. We've done this to ourselves, and on the very first room, no less. So it's a little painful for me. Keep in mind, we have a deck that is, you know, not very good when it comes to blocking. I like Choke because if we can get defense to play Choke, and that it seems like that will be plausible, thankfully. Every other card we play after that point does direct removal damage. Beautiful. So we got out of it. We're taking Prepared just because it enables like a Sneaky Strike and an Eviscerate more substantially. I think you start here. That's gorgeous. And we don't want that crappy strike. It's trashed here. Similarly, we don't really want a crappy strike. That's trashed here. So we'll hit you. Hit you. I do think we'll draw a discard after that. See you later. Okay, taking no damage. Start working on the other guys here. I don't love our odds here. We still... here's the thing. A turn could be a 10 out of 10 or it could be a 0 out of 10. We have no idea until we draw. You only need to have 2 cards played against you, so... Sneaky Strike for 0 is not good value right now, but it's okay value right now. You're doing a lot of damage. So Storm of Steel is great, but we don't have like an after image or anything like that to capitalize off of. So I think we just put up as much block as possible. So like our deck could be a 0 and we could have a 10 out of 10 turn, and our deck could be a 10 and we could have a 0 out of 10 turn. It's just the way it is right now. I honestly think you play that. Give yourself Phantasmal and hope for a Dynamite turn next. We've never, in my opinion at least, never been dominant on this run. The most we've ever been, in terms of like the power of our run. Hear me out here. Is confident. Man, we kind of screwed that one up. We're going to take 9 damage. This one, we're not out there to perfect this floor. We're out here just to survive. We can still play 2 defends on this. Take no damage, but, you know, the enemies are... They're kind of hanging out. I'm not sure if you've noticed. We seem to be incapable of killing any of them. Dude, these are... I mean, I guess we dropped Terror on this one, because this is an extremely good turn for us. Probably a sneaky strike. Like, look at the energy that we have now. We're going to make it through this. Assuming we draw an attack. Dude, okay. We lived. Keep in mind, we got Lizard's Tail. I would rather not, honestly. Not at this moment. Scares me. Now, if you keep in mind, I will say a lot of our damage was due to your boy, which is me, being an absolute fool. I'm just going through this in my head. I do think you play Survivor, you get rid of Dagger Throw. All of a sudden, you know, Sneaky Strike is free. Eviscerate is cheaper. Eviscerate is cheaper. Sneaky Strike is free. Well, yeah, free. You got a cash refund. Rebate, let's put it that way. Nobody's doing damage this turn. That's what I like to see. But I could just also kill you. So, don't really want to hit you. Alright. What I was going to say is keep in mind most of the damage that is, you know, represented by our lack of HP right now is pretty much a direct result of that attack that we did that we should not have done. The Riddle with Holes. Keep Choke just in case, but this is a bad turn, obviously. We didn't really have any other options. That's not a misplay, it's just literally like, what can you do? So we know we don't want to play a Riddle with Holes. What do you do here? Apparently nothing. And we'll just store a Tactician, I think. The hope being you will get a discard engine to make it work, and we did. But we have literally no defense. It's like, if I choke you for 10, I have to play my shuriken, or my shivs. So every single one is going to hit me for 10, and I will literally die and possibly also lose Lizard's Tail. It's really tough, man. Like, we have like we have to act on a turn where we get leg sweep. And thankfully we got leg sweep on this turn. We have no discard yet, but okay, you're doing 6 damage. Honestly, that seems right to me. And we'll keep our 0-cost Sneaky Strike, but next turn we have double damage, but we gotta actually be able to block to do something here. And we can, a little. This is just painful, man. I think you accept, you know, you take him down. You did your best. We really want to kill him in one hit, which is why we're keeping the Sneaky Strike. If we hit him multiple times, it's very bad for us. This is pretty great now. 13. So we'll dash ya. Okay. 14 damage. Play your defend first. Oh my god. Tactical. You know, I guess we would like reflex. Man, I almost went to fight that elite. That would have been very dumb. This is a pretty dangerous fight, but it feels a lot better than the last ones we went to. So you definitely start here, and you probably dump something like that. Because then, choke is fine. Sneaky strike gives you enough energy to play the other sneaky strike. Now you got 2 energy left. More direct damage done. Eviscerate is also highly good. We definitely should have played the Ancient Potion, and it's very frustrating for me personally that I noticed that just before, or just after I would have been able to play it, but... That's a lot of damage, man. That's 35 damage. I think you still have to play that, but we are gonna be alive with like 3 HP, 4 HP. My mistake, big difference. Well, that's actually highly good. We're gonna use Lizard's Tail, which in a way, you might think I'm disappointed by. As bizarre as it sounds, it kind of was like a good heal for us. Mind you, we could have used that heal as well at, like, literally any other point. But, you know, now we're at least at 61 HP. Probably not the right way to think about it. Prepared is not good here, by the way. But it does make Eviscerate slightly cheaper. So we at least have Phantasmal Killer next turn. 13 extra damage coming out. Okay, what do we like? I mean, Choke giving us 2 extra energy is really good. Or sorry, Survivor giving us 2 extra energy is really good. Then we'll Choke. And we'll play Sneaky Strike. And we'll play Sneaky Strike. And we'll play Eviscerate. There's quite a lot of damage. We're taking 5 damage, which is not great in and of itself. But, you know, what are you supposed to do? Almost always start with an early Choke. Leg sweep just for the obvious reason. And you know, with Choke out there, we really should just play Storm of Steel. It's not quite as fast as I would like, but, you know, we're slowly getting there, ideally. It's tough, but I guess I do look at this and say, you know, like, Terror is a really good play. Might as well get our energy back early. Just to make sure that we actually, like... you know, can kill you within 2 turns. Now, I could strike or neutralize, but I think you go for broke here, dude. Hope for some zero-cost stuff that's actually decent. And it already worked out. So that turned out relatively well. But we gotta get you. This is our turn to start getting you. And that's very sad, because this is not gonna get you. Yeah, not a whole heck of a lot we could have done about that. We may die right here. Definitely you dump like probably the prepared, I guess. But and then this becomes a refund. You definitely play this, and then you hope for the best, and we are definitely dead. Okay, you know, this was a good run, and I'd say like a learning exercise. Snecko Eye can carry you a long way. We made some big mistakes, but, you know, we definitely gave that one the old college try. I don't feel too bad. It's not like we just rolled a Shiv meta and died. You know, we swung for the fences, and you know, it was a pop fly, but it was like deep left field. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!